Hello, folks. Guess who's back tonight? Spideypresents. Time for one of my fabulous movie reviews. Yes. Oh, I know you've been seeing a lot of me lately, and you're going to see a lot more of me because I'm going to start coming back on a regular basis. Maybe a couple times a week. I'm not really too sure. Spidey's all buzzed out or something tonight. Anyway, if you hear all that noise behind me, that's just background noise. Don't even pay attention to it. And then you hear stuff to the left of me. You're right. That's just the Stooges on my TV. Now, basically, I just want background noise because it's kind of like, I don't know, it just sounds kind of cool in the background. Anyway, no shout outs for anybody because no one deserves it. YouTube doesn't care about our podcast videos. They won't give us they won't give us no views, no thumbs up, no comments. Basically, they just keep spanking us every time we put out a video. Whether it's me, Penny, Butcher, Freddie, Mr. Myers, or whoever wants to come in here and do a podcast video, right? We know we got a great fucking podcast video studio here. But, that's the way it is, right? Politics. Thank you, YouTube. Anyway, we're going to talk about one of my favorite movies of 2006, Silent Hill. I kind of remembered I was going to talk about this movie. I'm looking kind of short here. Maybe I should tilt this webcam down a little bit. Listen, let me tilt this webcam down just a little bit. Okay, now you can see my bowling ball head better, right? Okay, like I said, no more shout-outs. No more shout-outs. Nobody gives a shit. Except the people that do podcast videos here in the studio. Okay, I look wonderful. We're going to be talking about Silent Hill. I really need to clear my throat. I'm not even sure. Anyway, this came out in 2016, and it's one of the creepiest goddamn movies ever made. It's one of Spidey's favorite movies of all time. Well, at least in my top whatever, It's basically, if you get trapped in Silent Hill, you are fucking screwed. It's basically about a town that burned this little girl at the stake way back 30, 40 years ago, whatever. And she's basically she's in a hospital and she's all bandaged up. They thought she was a witch or something, right? Really idiot fucking, like a cult or something. And basically what happens is the town gets cursed, right? Cursed. I mean, it is cursed. And there's an underground fire, which is spewing up white ash constantly. So it looks like snowing all the time, cloudy and snowing. It's just ash. It's not snow. It's their curse. No one can ever leave Silent Hill. All the people who committed this horrific act back 30, 40 years ago to this little girl are paying the price because the evil has come up to wreak havoc on the town and the people responsible for this horrible thing they did to this poor little girl. But anyway, she gets her revenge at the end, so don't feel too bad because retribution is coming. Anyway, yeah, Laurie Holden, Sean Bean, a lot of really good cast members in this movie. I mean, there's a little girl who gets drawn back into Silent Hill. She's basically, her and her mother go to Silent Hill, and basically once they get in Silent Hill, the road just cuts off completely. You can't get out of Silent Hill. You can't. You're trapped with all the other hundreds and thousands of other, townsfolk, if you want to call them that. It's terrible, man. Anyway, every time the evil wants to come back, the sirens go off. It's like a warning. Get indoors immediately because all the horrific images come out. The twisted barbed wire creatures from hell looking at sucking more members. God, it's terrible, man. They got some of the creepiest goddamn images I've ever saw in my life. Like the nurses in the hospital, they're all like, they got no faces, but they're jerking towards you like real stop animation motion, and oh my god, they'll kill you. Seriously, there's tons of different demons and all kinds of oh my god, it's terrible, folks. It's scary as fucking hell. I want to go there. Spidey wants to go there because I think that would be a riot. You know, if you get caught outdoors, they're gonna nail you, man. They're gonna nail you. All these creatures, man, they come at you really slow, right? Really slow. They don't like run at you like full speed. You know, so you have lots of time to go get indoors and get away from the things that are pursuing you, basically, right? I know there's video games on based on this particular movie. I actually before this movie came out, and I'm not a big video game player. I prefer to watch the adaptations of video games on movies. It turned into movies, so to speak. And there's Silent Hill. Oh, there's a bad. This is the Blu-ray version, by the way. You really can't see much here. There's a lots of stats, like I said before, images. You know, all the people produced it, directed it, starred in it. Excuse me. A little bit about the story too, of course. Anyway, oh my God, it's just a scary movie, man. If you don't like hellish nightmare images and stuff like that, you won't like this movie. It's actually quite frightening. A lot of people did not like this movie, but I thought it was outstanding. Just outstanding. I mean, I've watched this movie probably a dozen times since this came out in 2006. I've had this particular DVD or Blu-ray DVD, oh, probably for, oh God, 10 years or something like that. I've watched it maybe a dozen times. You don't want, I might even watch this tonight. Anyway, so Laurie Holt is a police officer pursuing the mother and the daughter who get trapped in Silent Hill, and she doesn't understand what's going on either. She's now trapped too, and they the mother and Laurie Holden soon find out that they're in a fucking nightmare, right? There's no escape. Things are trying to kill them. Oh my God, they're coming after them. You have to get indoors because every single day, or I don't know how many times a day the sirens go off in the particular town. You have to get off the streets because they're looking for new victims, people who have accidentally wandered into Silent Hill and are trapped. They want more members for their nightmarish, hellish, whatever you want to call it. And then you got the townsfolk who actually, there's like, I'm not sure how many people are involved in this. There's like a cult member led by some wacko cult leader. I can't remember her name. She's been in a lot of movies. Oh, they're all fanatical and they want to make sure everybody gets killed that comes into town if you don't subscribe to their particular philosophy, you know, and join their cult. They're going to just kill you or let the demons and all the different creatures rip you apart. Most of the creatures got like barbed wire all over them. They're all mutated. Their heads are turned. Their arms are coming up over their shoulders. It's just really scary shit, man. This is really, it's kind of like zombies with barbed wire all over them or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of different images in this particular movie. Will just scare the kajibers out of you. I think it's a really good movie, folks. You know, like I said, I'm not going to really rate this movie to the end, but it's going to get a damn good rating. There was a sequel that came out, and I'm not sure when. I had that actually over in the other room, and I'm going to review that in the future. That's actually a pretty good sequel. Not as good as the original Silent Hill. Good movie, folks. Yes. Yes. I know most of it's all CGI, of course. You know, 2006, you know, I don't think too much of it is practical effects, you know, CGI in the studio, green screen, that kind of stuff, you know. And oh my God. But anyway, we'll progress a little bit. As the movie goes along, they try to find out what's going on in the town. Laurie Holden, the police officer, and the lady who's looking for her daughter, of course. And they find out that they wandered into a bloody goddamn nightmare where there's no escape unless you're pure at heart or something like that. But anyway, they get out the end, but I'm not going to go into that part of the movie. Laurie Holden gets killed as the police officer. She is burned at the stake by this fanatical cult group. Oh my God, that's terrible. You don't want to see that, man. You feel so bad for her. She's trying to help the mother inside this horrific town, Silent Hill. And she pays with her life. That's kind of sad, man. Anyway, the girl that they burned 30, 40 years ago prior to this movie is down in hell, and she's cursed the town to go through this horrific uh, scenario, if you want to call it. It's just terrible, man. So she's waiting to wreak her revenge on the town, which she does at the very end. It's great. Of course, the mother survives, and the daughter survives, When she comes up, man, at the very end, she gets inside this church that they barricaded themselves in. It's like a sanctuary where the evil, the darkness cannot get into. And so basically, somehow they get the evil and the darkness and her get into the church, and they do a number on these cult members. I mean, they rip them to shreds with barbed wire. There must be 50 or 100 of these people screaming. The doors are barricaded. They can't get out, man. They cannot get out. And this little girl comes up, and she's just, with her mind, is just flinging barbed wire over the place, snatching them up off the floor. They're trying to get out the windows, but they can't. Basically, she kills every single one of them, including the cult leader. God, what is her name? She's been in a ton. Her name is Alice something. I can't remember exactly what it's Coringe or something like that. I don't know. She's been in a ton of movies. You'll recognize her instantly. Anyway, so basically, that's what really happens at the end. The ending has a really good, happy ending. The town is still going to be exactly the same as it was because the little girl finally gets revenge after 30, 40 years. I'm not even sure she's actually alive. She's, part of hell or something like that. And so she lets the little girl and the mother go, of course, and anybody else that wants to leave the town. You got a lot of people in the town who are basically pretty good. They stay away from the cult members because they know they're wackos. I mean, they're complete fucking wackos, man. Oh my God, fanatical killers, and they're sacrificing people to, I don't know who they're sacrificing. Like I said, if you don't agree with their ideology, I shouldn't even say that. I'm too stoned. It's a great movie, folks. Great movie. Oh, let's look at that cover again. Oh yes, bring it over here. Sweet, man. Anyway, Sean Bean is in the movie. He tries to get into Silent Hill to rescue the mother and the daughter. He doesn't even understand what's going on. It's kind of a really weird, kind of like a surreal nightmare dream. You don't even really know if it's actually real or. But once you start getting towards Silent Hill on the road that goes into this little town, I'm not even sure what state it's in, Pennsylvania maybe or something. I'm not even sure if it's really real. You should look that up to see if there actually is a Silent Hill somewhere in the United States, maybe the eastern part of the country, one of those states over there. But anyway, this is the Blu-ray, excellent quality. It's actually got two discs, and it's got the normal disc, DVD disc, and it's got the Blu-ray disc. If you want to watch a slightly clearer picture with the Blu-ray disc, not too much. There's not too much difference, folks. I'm not really big on Blu-ray. Nowadays the production quality in regular DVDs is outstanding. So Blu-ray is just kind of like just maybe a teeny bit better. Anyway, we're up to about 14 minutes here. Spidey's looking pretty good. Have I made any sense in my review tonight? Anyway, you hear the Stooges, and to my left, we're going to be talking about one of their box sets from 1940, I don't know, 47 to 49. I don't know. They have Shemp in it. A lot of Shemp. Anyway, there's the edge of it. Yeah, oh, yeah, it looks pretty good, man. It almost looks as good as Spidey, man. Oh, I started sounding like Penny. I better watch my my hormone intake here. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it has a very happy ending for the mother, daughter, the father, blah, 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 and the other townsfolk who finally get rid of the murderous cult inside their... I'm not sure what the population is of Silent Hill during this movie. There seems to be a lot of people, that aren't part of the cult who are scared or hiding in the basements of their house. They're trying to survive, but they just can't get out. The evil will not let them go. So they got to stay and suffer the consequences along with the cult. But the cult really, the evil really isn't after them. It's after the cult because they're the ones that did all this damage 30, 40 years ago and brought the evil up from hell, whatever you want to call it. And so basically, There's some really cool people in this movie too that are not part of the cult, who are trying to warn the mother and the daughter and the police officer, Laurie Holden. Be aware. Stay out of the dark. Stay out of the dark. Stay off the streets when it's dark. When you hear those sirens go off, you got to run for cover immediately. Immediately. Because before, you walk around the corner, all of a sudden these ungodly creatures are just straggling towards you, man. They're all, they kind of look like undead zombies or demons or nightmarish images from hell or something like that. I still like a lot of the scenes, and they run into this one guy who's in this bathroom stall. Oh my God, he's folks, you got to see some of these images. They'll scare the shit out of you if you're really squeamish about this kind of stuff. It'll make you think twice about. I love this movie, folks. It's going to get like a perfect rating from me. So we're up to about 15 and a half minutes. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing the second one, Silent Hill 2, maybe in a couple weeks or something. I'm not sure. It's a pretty decent follow-up. Not as good as the original from 2006, of course. But I thought it was actually entertaining, the second one. But that's another review in the future. Not right now. Anyway, so what can we talk about? Oh, I got Penny a new cowboy hat. He's really happy about that. I think he's at the Twisted Balloon with Musty and Krusty Lice Rice getting hammered. Those Rice brothers, of course. Oh, he's got to go back to work for 3 days starting tomorrow, Penny. So basically, he's trying to drown out those memories for the next 3 days. Okay, 17 minutes. We got another minute and a half. But anyway, you've actually got to watch this movie to understand how scary and how creepy it is. The soundtrack's outstanding. The imagery is outstanding. The ash floating down constantly 24 hours a day on top of everybody in the houses and the street, everywhere. It never stops. It's creepy as hell, man. It looks like it's snowing, but it's actually ash from a fire that's been burning under the town for like 30, 40 years. Maybe it was a coal mining town. I'm not really sure. But it's never gone out. It just spews these ash up. I mean, it looks like it's really creepy looking. That's what makes this movie work. It's goddamn beautiful. I love the way they did this goddamn movie, man. It's one of the creepiest movies I think I've ever saw in my life. It really is outstanding. So we're going to rate it right now. Okay, here we go. This movie deserves a 10, folks. 10 spiderwebs. Just because of everything I've tried to explain to you. There's a lot of stuff I can't explain to you. You have to watch the entire movie to understand what I'm talking about. Like I said, don't watch this movie in the dark. Anyway, we're gonna get going. So 10 for Silent Hill, 2006. Outstanding, outstanding movie. I know there's a lot of people who, it's not as good as the video games. It's better than the video games. It's a pretty good adaptation of the video games. So there we go. 10 spider webs for Silent Hill from 2006. Until next time, watch the skies. Woohoo! Well, where in the hell is that off?